Have something I've been working on for 4 years be seen by humans, you know. That's nice.
Yeah. I've been a fan of history tuber Atun-shei films for years now. So when I heard he was premiering his new movie, The Sudbury Devil, at literally the perfect location, I knew I had to be there. After spending the afternoon with history tuber Brandon F., I headed up to see the movie. So this pastry is called a Bismarck. I don't know what Otto von has to do with it, though. I'm here having a good time with Baphomet. Gotta love it. So I just saw the Sudbury Devil here at the Satanic Temple. Fun, epic, hardcore movie. You want edge? This movie's got edge. I'm here with the Far Off Station. We're at the premiere of the Sudbury Devil. What do you think of it?
It's very visceral, but it definitely, like we talked about earlier, it tackles a lot of the issues in our modern society.
As an Anglophile, what do you think about it?
I think it wrangles the topic of English colonialism in North America very well, because I might present content on the British Empire, but unfortunately it's important to remember those really crucial points of English colonialism and British imperialism, because as much as sometimes people on my channel might think that I'm glorifying it, because colonialism is not a cash money enterprise.
No.
As much as it might look in from like Barry Lyndon, which it's not.
Right.
So I think it's important to always talk about things in a very honest fashion like that.
Makes a lot of sense. Hey, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
And I'm here with writer-director atun-shei Andrew, is it Rakich?
Rakich. Yeah.
Rakich.
Yeah.
All right. Simple question first. What do you want to communicate with this movie?
This film is about America's foundational rot. It's about the people who founded our country, and it's about King Philip's War. It's about this crucial part of the history of this region that we're in right now, and we're in Salem, Massachusetts at the premiere, and it's about how our forebears in this region came over and fought this absolutely brutal conflict against the indigenous people of this area, and were affected by it in such a profound way and in such a traumatic way. So this film is about is a frank reckoning with the very fundamental, kind of bare bones, sort of, again, the foundation of our history, and what that means for the modern day, and how that translates to the modern day, and a lot of the stuff that we're dealing with now. Yeah.
What's it like being a YouTuber moving into indie film?
Well, I was an indie film. I was always an indie filmmaker.
Yeah.
That's kind of the thing. It's that, like, YouTube was kind of was the thing that I did in order to make indie films, right? So I was always into independent film and to just kind of make my own stuff outside of the purview of Hollywood and the studio system. Yeah. But the wonderful thing that YouTube kind of did for me was that during the COVID delay of the production of this film, my channel blew up, right? So this was written, and sort of, the pre-production started before even anybody watched my fucking YouTube channel. So that was the audience that I was able to garner from YouTube gave me a bigger budget, gave me much more of a hey baby, and a bigger budget and stuff, and was able to just give us a big platform. Like, most of the people who are here today would not come if it weren't for Checkmate Lincolnites or the Witchfinder General or for the 50s Man or whatever YouTube videos that they're into. So it was a huge boon for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, now here's the curveball.
Okay.
Considering all the crimes and yet the inspiration, it's the concentration, which, by the way, the whole film is about.
Yeah.
You've got British royalists. You've got, oh yes, Cavaliers. But wait a minute, the Cavaliers become Johnny Reb. How does that all fit together?
That's an awfully simplistic view.
It is awfully simplistic, sir.
No. I think that I think that the Confederates were wrong to co-opt the Cavaliers.
Oh.
And also, I'm against the fucking Cavaliers. I fucking hate the Cavaliers. I'm a Roundhead all the way.
All right.
But that's just my own personal political bias.
Okay, so I got a personal thing. I'm conflicted about the Roundheads.
Sure.
As a Jew, yay, the Jews going back to England, awesome. As a theater person, no! Total conflict.
Yeah, no, yeah, I can't argue with that. I have nothing to say to that.
Right.
Except that you're right.
Fair enough. Hey, thank you so much. Great to see
thank
this
you.
movie. Great to see you at the Satanic Temple of all places.
Great to meet you. And,
Same here, man.
I'm so glad we got to, to hang out and have this conversation.
Hell yeah, thank you so much.
Thinking the morning after, the Sudbury Devil is an excellent combination of Tom Hooper and Troma. It has that historical sensibility, but it's very gritty, very grounded, but also very painterly. Andy mentioned that in the Q&A, something I mentioned and expanded on. The movie seems to be Andy playing with some contradictions that he acknowledges in his own value sets. He both loves and is repulsed by the Puritans, which makes a lot of sense. Or rather, the repulsion makes a lot of sense. The interest? Maybe it's just me and my own biases, but that's because, exactly, I have my own biases, and every historian and every artist does. I've always been fascinated by the interplay between history and art. Both the history of art, the art of history, and art and history. Of course, the premiere was here in Salem, Massachusetts. Salem is known for the witch trials of 1692. The Sudbury Devil takes place 15 years before the Salem witch trials. It takes place in the aftermath of King Philip's War, where the Puritans fought a whole confederation of various native peoples. I want to see what he does with other things. And by the way, if someone wants to apply those same principles to loyalism, the opposition to the American Revolution, that would be amazing. I might know the guy to do it. What fascinated me with loyalism, and I think what fascinates Andy about Puritanism, it's new ideas and why people oppose new ideas. Sometimes there's a good reason, sometimes there's not, and sometimes it's all contingent on what those new ideas do. That's what the 20th century is all about, and that's what plenty of filmmakers, including Andy, have been dealing with. And it's not just in the contemporary world, it's in the past. That's something that the unique power of film can do. It takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of money to get all those costumes, and obviously the act of filming itself. The Sudbury Devil is a very minimalistic film. I mean that in the best possible way. You can do cool things with not a lot of money. If you're a theater person, this makes automatic sense to you. And if the future of independent film is breaking down the barriers between film and theater, I'm here for it. I want it to happen, as well as breaking down the barriers between art and history. I've always noticed that history nerds and art nerds tend to be a very wide Venn diagram, but guys like Atun-shei and Brandon F. can and should show that Venn diagram should be much more of a circle. And I think we generally should try to help that process happen. One last thing. The Sudbury Devil is a very Ludist film. It is, in fact, a perfect expression of Ludism. It's also probably a good expression of Satanism. I think they're similar but different. What is Ludism? The core idea is, and I've been developing this over the past few months, and it's very meta-modernist as well, if you know about that. The deepest two core human motivations are play. Oh, what does this button do? What does this grass do? How does this work? What can I try? That's the spirit of play, exploration. And then there's a spirit of protection. Don't touch that, you'll die. Both are important. You don't want to die, but you want to see what the world is like. Put things together, break them apart, see what happens. And what Ludism as an idea set does is say it is that play spirit that must be protected. Protection must serve play. Satanism kind of implicitly accepts this idea, Although I think Satanism just does that in one particular form, but I think there are more forms it can be in. But on the subject of the film itself, if you're both fascinated and disgusting by something, that's the perfect subject for a movie. Because art must be about play. Fundamentally, you're taking ideas and aesthetics apart, putting them together, see how they work. And that's what Andy does with Puritanism here. Great movie. Check out The Sudbury Devil. It's playing all over the country now, and hope to see you there.